already have our gladiators, one of them arriving all the way from Riyadh, from Esports World Cup. You made it. Good job. Oh, you have the jacket as well. Nice. I envy you a little bit with that one, I must admit. So, Raynor, let's start with you. So, you just arrived from EWC. You had quite the travel, I've heard. You had some delays and the other stuff, but you made it in the end, and that's important. So, I wanted to ask you, because I did pretty much the same trip. I was exhausted when I arrived here, and I wonder if you are also exhausted, and or are you in like full power, 100%, and everything is all right?
Well, we got here a couple of hours ago, so I don't know if I can be 100%. It was quite the travel. It felt like we were getting pranked all the way. It was, yeah, it was quite funny. Not really at the moment, but now it's kind of funny. I'm not 100%, but I'm definitely pumped up and hyped for the tournament, so I'll do my best.
Nice. Love that answer. So Manas, from slightly the different side, because probably many people know, but they don't know the insight of your job here. Of course, you are a player, but also you are managing a few people here as well. So I wonder, what exactly do you do? How do you help Team Liquid players to, I don't know, be at the event, focus? Do you coach them? Do you watch their games and it's like, oh, Laser, do this, do that, Skillos, fix this, do proxy? Or how does it work? How do you help your teammates?
I mean, I'm not the person to coach Clem, you know, he coaches me basically, but yeah, whenever they need help, I'm there for them. I do travel and a lot of the other things. It's too long of an interview to do this. But yeah, I basically help them win.
Oh, you help them win, okay, all right, and perhaps you organize them so they can focus on the game as much as they can. So guys, let's see how you play today. Let's see your ZVP or PVZ, shake your hands, and let's go.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We just got some words from Raynor and Mana. Again, Clem, Raynor, and Lambo, they have just returned from EWC. They are back and they are raring to go. Over on the Polish stream, they're going to be covering Mana versus Raynor. Over on the main stream as well. I say the main stream, I believe Rotterdam. Oh, I believe as we're going to restart. But I believe Rotterdam alongside I believe Rotterdam is going to be casting Raynor versus Mana. Personally, I would love to as well. I would love to cover this series as well. They do have, it's going to be a banger, 100%, a best of 3 between Mana and Raynor. I think it's going to be quite close. For those that don't know, I would say that Mana is probably top 5 Protoss in Europe. Do I say top 5 or top 4? I think it's top 4 Protoss. Sometimes even at his best, top 3. At his best, like top 3 Protoss out there. Like he's, he is or he can be insane. Like again, Mana has been improving so much in recent times, but we were asked to cover the lower brackets, so we are here in the lower bracket instead. So as you can see here on the stream and on the title, Spirit versus Krystianer. This is a match happening in the lower brackets, and again, I would love to jump into the upper bracket matches, but we did want to spread out, right? While Rotterdam is casting Raynor and Mana, we are going to be heading down to the lower bracket to try to cover as much ground as possible. Oh. To try to cover as much ground as possible and to try to make sure that everything gets casted, or as many matches as we can do get casted here. So that is the plan. That is the plan here. So again, Rotterdam is going to be covering Mana versus Raynor. We are going to be covering Spirit versus Krystianer, and here we go. We're jumping into our best of 5, by the way, not a best of 3, but a best of 5 series instead. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of Leylines, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the red Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is a Krystianer. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Bearing in mind, this is an elimination match. The loser of this series is out of the tournament already. And we have some of the best players in Poland, some of the best players in Europe facing off Krystianer and Spirit. Krystianer honestly had a pretty close series against Clem. He had some very clutch matches against him, very intense, I should say. Spirit is a very different kind of opponent, though. And I would say that, I mean, we have seen Krystianer beat Spirit in the past. Can he do it again? That is the real question. That is the real question. Can he bring him down again? Or can Spirit overwhelm? Can he persevere? And can he make it through instead best of 5? As he's asking in the chat, winners bracket best of 3, lower bracket best of 5. Well, specifically, this is the elimination, the first elimination round. So yes, originally this was a best of 3, but this was changed into best of 5s. So the format here is a little bit different here, where we have our best of 5 in the first round in the lower brackets, just to give these players the best chance they have to keep their tournament run alive. Oh boy. So we have our best of 5. Go. For the time being, we do see an economic open out of Spirits going for a Rax expand single gas opener out of our Terran player, going for the CC on the low ground. Meanwhile, across the map, we have Krystianer going for a standard opener himself. So far, so good. Love the sportsmanship so far. I mean, they're all friends. Like, that's the thing about StarCraft, especially this far into its lifespan. Like, a lot of the Koreans are close and friendly with each other. A lot of the Europeans are close and friendly with each other as well. I say Europeans and Koreans, but like even with each other, like for the most part, like there's no like animosity between the players or anything like that. Isn't really too much of a thing. Not too much. Here we go. Here we go. Krystianer, he does move out. Does move out across the map. Behind this, we do have a 1-1-1 setup here out of Spirit. The Adept is here to delay the CC, but the CC will finish. Ooh, oh no, just barely. No, it's 99% done. Oh my god. So close to finishing. Barely delayed. Finally will complete. It was like half a second off from finishing, if even that. So a nice cheeky start here from Krystianer. Does delay the economy of his opponent. Does get an SCV kill, and he's back to wreak havoc once again. The Hellion moves out. As the Hellion moves out, the second Adept moves in. Gets a Marine. Gets one Marine kill and will... Oh, shade away. Will attempt to shade away. Up. Going for the Hellion. One more shot. Oh, barely not. Hellion does survive on 2 HP. Racing back. And yeah, shout out to catch him, of course, the upper bracket from the semi-finals moving forward, our best of 5s for the upper bracket specifically. So again, exclamation mark B in the chat. I believe the Wikipedia page should be updated with the specific best ofs, with the format. So we got you covered there. We got you. As Krystianer back at home, he's working towards Blink. He does throw down a couple of extra gateways. Does go 3-gate Blink, gets away Robo on 2 bases. Then he takes a 3rd base. So a very safe opener here out of Krystianer. He does fully wall off as he gets ready in the main base for drop play. Speaking of, here we go. Mine drop into the main. Hellion does poke in towards a 3rd. In case there were extra Hellions, there's a full wall. Despite that, does cancel the wall. Does cancel just at the wrong moment. Hellion does bust in. Shouldn't get much done here, but we'll get 1 probe. Yeah, 1 probe goes down. And behind this, Spirit is not done. Spirit, he has for the most part been deflected. There's still 1 Widowmine here outside of the main base, but behind this we do have our Banshee follow. We have Cloak that's halfway done, and we do have Banshees on the way. Tank production has begun as well, and so far, I believe unscouted. So far, Krystianer is in the dark. Something that Krystianer is missing here, something that Protoss players are renowned for in the current meta, sentries and hallucination scouts. But there is no scout. There is no scout. There is nothing across the map. There is no vision as to what's going on. Krystianer, he is moving out. He's relying on the observer for vision instead, but he has no idea as to what's coming his way. Not in the main base of the Terran. So Krystianer is playing blind. He's working with incomplete information. Thankfully, he does have the observer, but the observer is moving out across the map. It won't be at home to defend. As here comes that Cloak Banshee. Yeah, the Banshee has arrived. Soul's in position, but no detection. Observer's being chronoed as we speak. But the Banshee was on A move on the Stalkers, not on the probes. Again, it takes two. There's no shield battery. We can just get probe kills. You can two-shot workers and it only gets one. There was a lot of potential there, but it feels like Spirit, he was on A move. Yeah, the Banshee was on A move. The Banshee gets only one probe and not much else. There was potential. Like, there was no detection. Now there is. Now it's too late. And Krystianer holds. Krystianer, he holds, he defends. And we pull the boys. Let's go. The boys are being pulled. Spirit is pushing out. Spirit behind this. No stim. No stim, no combat shields. These are vanilla Marines. But what does he have? He has tanks, he has Banshee, he has our boys. And here we go. Spirit is going for the third. The boys are there to repair. Tanks are leapfrogging forward. Charge is about to complete. Banshee does attack in, but again, the Banshee's on A move, attacking the gas geyser. One tank goes down, he gets one, he gets two. One more volley. Yeah, second tank goes down. Nice pickoffs here from Krystianer. Very nice pickoffs. Zelta warping in, and Spirit is running out of steam. He's running out of steam, he's running out of army. He's down to a single tank. Banshee is dealt with. Now Krystianer can focus on this main push. And Spirit doesn't have enough. To be honest, he just does not have enough here. Yeah, he dives in, takes out the first tank, takes out the second tank as well. No target firing. Uh-oh. Yeah, no target firing. So a little bit messy in the cleanup, but he will clean this up regardless. Ooh, no detection. Yeah, no observer, no detection. Where are the observers? It looks like they went down. That one Banshee going ham. Yeah, that one Banshee doing more damage than it should have. Despite that, Krystianer, he does race across the map. Back at home, no bunker. There's no bunker to defend. Third CC has begun. There's one tank with a little bit of support. As they'll say, get on top of the tank. They force some friendly fire. Tank is started down. But still no detection. The observer's coming. The observer's coming. Yeah. Oh. Does wing in. Doesn't quite get the Banshee. She pulls away. Fourth base is being taken. Oh, takes down the base. Nice snipe here by Krystianer. Very nice. And behind this, Krystianer is just expanding. Getting a fourth base, saturating his four bases as well. We do see that Spirit is trying to macro out of this. He's getting a third CC, but it is delayed. So delayed third base. Krystianer, he does have a lead. Like Krystianer, he has map control, he shuts down the army, he has the greater economy, the greater base count, Prism into the main base, as we do see Spirit move out with his double drop. Which means there's that much less time to defend. SCV is going to be going down. Oh, Krystianer does pay attention. Blinks away. 5 SCV kills, nothing too major. But his Stalkers do blink away. Ooh, and we are just rallying everything across the map. Okay. Now this means that Spirit, he won't have much of him to defend, which means these SCVs are going to be going down. Here we go. Does push. He's getting caught on siege. That could be Krystianer's moment, by the way. He can dive in, but there's no storm. Yeah, 1 second away. And here we go. He turns back around. Massive storm on the Marines. Zealous at the mineral line. Mining is denied. Another storm on the tanks. 1, 2, 3 tanks going to be going down. And there's no tanks left. There's no tanks remaining. Krystianer, he will clean this army up. And across the map, there is no economy. The CC's on fire. Ooh, Medevac's going to be falling. And Krystianer, he will dominate. Spirit is stuck on 2 bases. Ooh, full Medevac's going to be going down. And the tuner himself, he's doing it. Krystianer takes out the Medevacs, chases down the army, 10 SCV kills. And again, he's still stuck on 2 bases. Spirit, he cannot mine, he cannot expand. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Krystianer, he does take a lead in the series. Again, a strong start here from Krystianer. I mean, Spirit, he was very aggressive, very assertive, but Krystianer, he was able to slow down the push, able to scout most of the move outs. There was potential for Spirit for sure, but I feel like they fell by the wayside. I'm referring to the Cloak Banshee. Remember, the Cloak Banshees, they didn't get scouted, there was no detection, but the Banshees, there was no shield battery either in the mineral line, but probes weren't going down. He was trading and attacking Stalkers. He was not going for the probes instead, so I feel like there was a lot of potential at times for economic damage, but Spirit, he wasn't quite going for it, didn't quite have the attention for it, was otherwise distracted, focusing elsewhere, and as a result, GG. As a result, GG, well played. As a result, we do have Krystianer taking a lead in the series, and now we're getting into game numero dos. Now we're getting into game 2. As a reminder, best of 5 here, so we're gonna get into game number 2, and this could go either way. I still lean towards Krystianer, especially in his recent form. Of course, the Tuna himself, multi-time Tuna Cup champion. I can't say the same for Spirit, but regardless of results, whether this goes the way of Spirit, whether this goes the way of Krystianer, I do hope for a back and forth series. I do hope for a game 4, potentially even a game 5. I would hope so. I would hope so. Good. I don't know if you heard, by the way, but my throat is dying a little bit. We're good. We are good to go. Okay. We're getting into our next game. And game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. Okay. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the red Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. Let's go. Let us go. Rainer PvP. It's possible. Could whip out his Protoss at some point in the series. Hello, Spirit. As we do open up, and Spirit, he does skirt around the edge of the map. The goal here is to slip into the natural and to delay the expansion with the eBay block. Okay. So Spirit, he's moving in for the block. Meanwhile, Krystianer likewise moving out. Krystianer, he does move out for the probe scout. Oh, looks like we do have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything is okay. Bearing in mind, of course, they are playing at the offline or at an offline event, so sometimes there can be some technical issues. And of course, if there are any, Kashim is there to resolve any issues as well. You can see him in the chat actually. Every now and then he does pop in. Kashim, of course, is the head admin of the tournament, so if there's ever an issue, he's there to resolve. He's there to fix it all, make sure everything's as it should be. Regardless, we're now getting into that second game. We have our eBay block here at the natural. Spirit will delay. And Krystianer, despite seeing it ahead of time, he just expands elsewhere. Okay. Oh no! He tries to, but the SCV's in position. Ay, ay, ay. Krystianer, the expansion is denied. Forced to expand at the linear third location. That is a delayed, even further delayed Nexus. A really shaky start here for Krystianer. Yeah, shaky start for the Protoss. But Spirit only opens up with a single gas geyser. He's going for the CC. Okay. So Spirit, he's not going for an aggressive follow-up. He is going for a CC on the low ground. He's going for his own expand. Okay. As the probe does fall. And we'll see what kind of follow we do have here. So far, Twilight Council out of Krystianer. Twilight Council into Blink. Standard opener. But again, he's spread out. So this is the downside here, is that Krystianer, he is spread between his main base and his third location, so it can be awkward to defend both locations at once. This does give the opportunity for Spirit to be aggressive, to try to pull apart his opponents and try to spread Krystianer thin. And that is where you can get some damage done. But now there's that 1-1-1 follow-up. Factory into starports. A reactor is on the way. What we are looking for are the tech labs. We're waiting for the tech labs. We're waiting to see, do we go for a tech lab into a Cyclone-based opener? Do we go for an add-on swap into Cloak Banshee again? Do we go into Raven Harass into a standard game? Do we go for early tank production? Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Where are we dropping? Meanwhile, fun fact, a bit of an update for what's happening on the other stream. Over on Mana versus Raynor. I was favoring Mana in that series, and Mana, he is up 1-0. He's up 1-0 versus Raynor. We'll see if Mana can close it out. I'm a little bit jealous. I kind of wish that I was also covering that series. Right, the manager, he's out there. He's ready to cut some salaries. He's whipping the boys into shape. Crazy. So now it is going to be the Robo follow-up. Third base is being taken. So far, so standard, pretty much. I mean, I say standard safe. So 3-gate Blink into a Robo before third. So very safe play here. The same build that Krystianer went for last game, but obviously in a different setup. Spirit coming with a Mind Drop. Does unload, does drop. Krystianer moving in. Oh. Nice control, nice dodge. Takes down one Widowmine, the other barely does survive. He does make it out. Making its way into the main. Okay, and we're calming down. We're calming down. Last game, we saw Spirit was a little bit more assertive, but this time he's slowing things down. He's actually researching Stim. Last game, one of the reasons why there was no Stim is because, if you remember, he went into Cloak Banshee. He was going into Cloak Banshee. This time, there's no tech lab on the starport. This time, faster tech lab on the racks instead, so Stim is on the way, getting into medevac production instead, getting to a biocentric composition. So this time, we're not messing around with Cloak Banshee. Meanwhile, Stalkers, they bleed. Stim! Oh, it doesn't quite get it. Yeah, it doesn't quite go for it. Stim potentially could have been focused down, but alas, we'll go for the reactor instead. Add-ons nonetheless, but doesn't deny. Oh, the tank! The tank teaches! No, Spirit! Este Piotr, with that, the tank goes down, Rotor goes down. This time he could go for Stim. He could go for the upgrades. He gets a couple of volleys off. But it's going to be zoned away. Whew, he's going to be forced out. If he could focus, I mean, if only he knew what that was. There's a chance where he could have focused on Stim and gotten further back in, Blink behind the middle line, then just recalled back home. There was potential, but alas, Spirit, he will hold on, he will save the upgrade, but he will lose the tank in the process. Really, this is when the Stalkers blink back in. Nah, this time they can't. He could try to blink back in, but there is enough of an army here. Whew, okay, we're calming down. Storm is halfway done. Krystianer just looking to contain, looking to slow down any kind of move out. Stim is complete. There it is. Stim is revealed. Gets one Stalker. Gets one Stalker. Krystianer does pull away. And currently, okay, I was going to say I'm waiting for a third CC. Third CC is now being taken. Spirit is expanding. And you can see Krystianer rotate over to attempt to delay said expansion, or at least confirm. Yep. Does see the command center. Gets an SCV, pulls away at the same time. Auto start harassing to the natural. Widowmine into the main. Ooh, does get targeted down. Nice defense. Krystianer's moving in. He's got Storm. Storm is done. Tanks are unsieged. Krystianer's moving in. It does rush forward. Denies mining at the third. Tank does siege up. Zelzai peel up into the mineral line. Brings him into the main. Going for the Warpin, and Spirit is being pulled apart. We're diving on the tank. Oh, the mine shots! Oh my god. Mine shots going up. They do connect. The boys are being pulled. SCV's going to be going down. Yeah, Storm mainly zones away, but that's going to be 29 SCV kills. 31 SCVs even. As a third is denied. Raven goes down as well, and Spirit, he just cannot keep up. Again, welcome to a different era in StarCraft. For many, many years, I want to say, yeah, for many years, for years past, the top players in Poland, who were they? They were a Laser and Spirit. But nowadays, we have the era of Mana, we have the era of Geralt and Krystianer as well. A Laser was the first player to be eliminated from the tournament, and Spirit, he's having a hard time. He's having a hard time in the series. Now, remember, still best of 5, but alas. Oh, can he get on top of the high tempo? He can! We'll still take some storms to the face. Oh god, he sends in the storms. Jesus. Does send in the storms. Aye. And Krystianer is not stopping. He's not stopping. He's not slowing down. He's rushing forward. Again, behind this, no tanks. No tanks, no Widowmines. Oh, sorry. There are 3. 3 Widowmines here with the main army. They are spotted. That will deter. That will deflect. Spirit, he's surviving. he's surviving. Claiming his third base. At the same time, Krystianer into the main. He's moving in. Yeah, he just moves in. Baits out the mine shots. We get an okay connection towards the end. Main base is on fire. Storm here on the boys. And Spirit is going for a Dune Drop. He's just going for a massive Dune Drop across the map. He's going for the base trade. Once again, he stands in all the storms. He does get into the third. Yes, Cybercore's being targeted down, so no more big Stalkers. And we are just going full base trade. We're just going full base trade. Here we go. Here's that recall back home. The Colossus has arrived. Oh god, the storms. The storm. Oh, he does take the storms. Takes them to the face. Ah, no. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he will take a 2-0 lead. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Krystianer, he does take a 2-0 lead, and Krystianer, he is 1 game away from claiming the series. The pressure is on. The pressure is on, and Spirit, he has to fight back here and now to have a chance in this tournament to continue his tournament life. Let's go. The pressure is on. We're getting ready for our next game. It's catching up in the chat. Blinking Toppin in the chat. Ga, papi, ga. Bienvenidos, Toppin, bienvenidos. Good to see you, good to see you. Como siempre, como siempre. Ojalá todo te va bien. Ojalá. Good to see you. For those that are curious, Toppin, he is an old school veteran in the Latin American scene. He used to be kind of like Kashim, I would say. Toppin, he used to admin tournaments. I say admin tournaments. If I remember correctly, Toppin also used to, I want to say, make articles on La Espida. La Espida was basically like Team Liquid, but in Spanish. Imagine like a Spanish version of Team Liquid. And Toppin used to be a part of that back in the day, putting in a lot of work for the Latin American StarCraft scene. So good to see you again, Toppin. Bienvenidos. Buenos días. Buenos días. Buenos días. Oh. As we are getting ready for our next game. Clearly, every Terran player plays like Clem, and Clem likes his storm showers. He does. He does like to stand in the storms. Not wrong. Not wrong. Good old times. Good old times. Oh, did you see, Toppin? Did you see for EWC Jaime Arturo Duran Silencio estaba casteando, papi. He was casting with Juanito, I think they were casting together. EWC. Crazy. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into potentially the final game. CC, Jimbo. Potentially the final game of the series. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we can get a series out of this, but the pressure is on the Terran as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone. We have the Polish Terran player. We have the red Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the Polish Protoss representing Offside Esports, representing Offside Esports, leading the series 2-0. It is Krystianer. Here we go. Krystianer. Up at 2-0 again. Krystianer, he has been on the rise. He has won his fair share of offline Polish events. Despite that, Spirit is usually a contender, is usually one that can threaten him, that can bring him down. He can, but again, he's down 2-0. He has to fight back here and now. He's coming in with the eBay block. This time, Krystianer, he's in position. He's in position. He can pull the boys. He can and he will. The boys are being pulled, and the eBay is going to be denied. Like an unholy alliance. Yes. That's when the hero and the villain, they join forces for the betterment of humanity. Oh no. Not the team up that we wanted, but the team up that we deserved. Jimbo and Juanito. Ay. I wonder how that cast went. A cast between two retired players that are very out of sync with the meta of StarCraft. that are very, very out of the loop on the state of things. I'm sure it was a fun cast. I'm sure. It was a fun cast with a lot of reminiscing from the old days. For now though, we are going to be settling in. It is going to be a Twilight Council open out to Krystianer. Likewise, Spirits are going for, oh my god, Spirit cutting a lot of corners. Do you see what I see? I see a Rax into CC. Into a CC. That's a third CC before Factory, before Starport, before second Rax. Very greedy build here by Spirit. Insane greed. And if he gets scouted, Krystianer, he can respond with a 4-gate blink and he can punish. He can punish this hard if Krystianer scouts. That's the thing. That's the thing here. If he scouts, he can shut this down, but again, that's going to be a big if. Something that I have noticed, and maybe Spirit has noticed as well, Krystianer, no hallucination scouts. Like, he has not been opening a sentry, like, for whatever reason this series, and even against Clem a little bit as well. Like, we don't see sentry based openers, we don't see hallucinations. We are very much so, I say Krystianer very much so is lacking scouting. He does lack scouting in these games. And because he doesn't scout, because there's no sentry, because there's no hallucination, he doesn't see how greedy Spirit is being. And this is a PSA for those out there in the chat. Scout. Whether you're Protoss, Terran, Zerg, get your scouting information back, yeah. Scouting is key to see stuff like this. Meanwhile, Krystianer just getting his third, I believe, 3-gate blink. Yeah, 3-gate blink into a robo on 2 bases into a delayed third. We've seen the same build and the same opener every game for 3 games in a row. So far, it's just been the same build from Krystianer. It's been his go-to. Has been his go-to. Behind this, going for a 3-rack setup before the starports. No drop play. 0 drop play whatsoever. We're just building up at home. We're turtling up just because of how greedy we're being. Now, if Krystianer had seen this, he could do one of 2 things. He could punish this with 4-gate blink Stalker, or he could try to out-greed by rushing into the third, or even rushing into the gold. The gold would have been an option here for Krystianer. But again, only if he had known. He could have made that decision to respond and react in some way. The Observer just now moving in. The Observer will confirm the Raxes. There we go. Does confirm the CC's already complete. And now he knows. Now he realizes what's been going on. He sees no starport. He sees that starport is now on the way. Stim is already in production. And Krystianer, I don't think he can punish. We already have the tank. The tank is already set up. Bunkers in position. Marines are ready. Unlike the last game, I don't see Krystianer going into the main and denying Blink or anything of the sort. So this is a rough position for Krystianer. Right now, there's a lot of pressure on him to do something to Spirits, but he can't. Not right now, at least. Do we have a Prism on the left-hand side? Charge is done. Oh, sorry, charge is on the way. There goes Zalce load up. I think the best that Krystianer can hope for here is to wait for Spirit to expand. Wait for him to lift his CC, to head in the direction of his third base. So once he just tanks to push forward, and then as he moves forward, then Krystianer can move in. Right, then he can move in, then he can harass, then he can hit the main. There's the Unsiege. There's the move out. There's the lift. Now is the time. There it is. Yeah, now it's go time. The War Prism has been triggered. Stalkers, they poke in, they distract. As we have the distraction, drop into the main. SCV's going to be going down. Only two. Only 2 SCV kills. That is not good enough. Solid defense here from Spirit. Does defend well. He's got Marines in position. Krystianer, he rotates, getting a 4th base. I will say that Spirit's in a better position. It does get a couple of SCVs. Not bad. Gets a medevac. Medevac does go down. Spirit, are we fighting without the tanks? This is not it. Yeah, this is not the play. Does reinforce. Scan does spot the army. Prism is going into the main base. Storm is now done. Zaltai drop in. Warprint does complete as well. Storm doesn't quite connect. We have an okay Storm. You know, as Zaltai do get into the mineral line. A couple of SCVs go down. The Prism is going to be sniped. Spirit, he's holding. Spirit does defend. He's down 20 SCVs though. How many has he lost? 11. Not too many. But, oh, good. Despite that, mining has been denied. Viking goes down. But Spirit's main army, that's looking terrifying. As Spirit is pushing. At least he tries to. Coming in for a surround even. Tanks still on siege. As Zaltai coming from behind. Nice Storm. Here comes the army from behind. He comes in for the surround. And who surrounds who? High Templar do full. They miss the storms. Yeah, miscontrol there from Krystianer. At the same time, Zaltai busts into the mineral line, but Krystianer's main army plummets. Yeah, he bleeds out so much. Stalkers have to get the hell out of here. Have to get out. Still trading somewhat okay. Krystianer is in danger. Krystianer, he lost every High Templar. But Spirit, does he have any pushing power? Got a 42 SCVs. Spirit is moving out. Back at home, how many High Templar? 0 Templar. We need some storms. Bergson. Does perk in. We have a handful of Zelts into the natural. We have a handful of Zelts into the third. Mining's being denied. Oh, going for the Doom Drop. Does go for the drop into the main base. Yeah, most of the army does escape, and recalls on cooldown, which means the main base is going to go down. Yeah, late reaction here from Krystianer. SimCity is working against him. Successful Doom drop here at the Spirit. Takes down the bait, takes down the Robo. Ooh, Storm does not connect. Yeah, miscontrol there from Krystianer. Massive miscontrol. And you can see he's having a really hard time pushing in. Yeah, the Zealots are stuck behind the army. GG gets called, and Spirit, he fights back. He puts a point on the board. Whew, GG. We have a series. We have a back and forth. GG, well played. Again, a very intense series here. We do see that, I mean, I'll be honest, feel like Krystianer was in a commanding position, or I say commanding, he was in a better position. He was doing a lot of economic damage. I do think that the one big moment for Spirit where everything swung in his favor was when he surrounded the army and when he killed 3 High Templar. The last 3 High Templar of the game, when they went down, it was at the third base. It was the third base when they got surrounded. We saw some miscontrol out of Krystianer. He got caught out completely. He lost everything. And from there, we did see Spirit snowball out of control. Krystianer losing too much too quickly. I do think that he still was in a decent position up until the Doom drop at the very end, where, of course, he had already recalled on the right-hand side, so he had no recall left. He was out of position. And with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. With that, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4 of our series. Let's go. Jump into game 4. And we'll see. We'll see if Krystianer can close it out here now. We'll see if Spirit can force the ace match. Can we go all the way to game 5? The pressure is on, and I do like Spirit's chances coming into our next game. Our next game is going to be on Pylon. Oh boy. Pylon is coming up next. Is, of course, known for being aggressive, known for being more of a rush map. Let's go. As the players are setting up. Again, looks like they do need a moment here before they jump into their game. Understandable, like, especially considering this is the elimination round, right? Like, the players, potentially Spirit's last chance here to make it through. There's a lot of pressure. They're on stage, of course, or in front of a crowd. So they do need a moment. Need un momento, papi, un momento. It's catching. Oh, good. Just catching up. Okay, we have our players. They did just need a moment, and now we are jumping in. I feel like I just had a haircut. My hair's getting unruly. Aye, aye, aye. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 4. This morning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss leading the series 2-1. And 1 game away from making it through into the next round. Representing Offside Esports, it is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the red Terran player for Leda Poland, representing ROC Esports, down in the series, but he has begun the comeback, and if he can win this game, he can force the ace match. It is Spirit. We go. Here we go. We are here. We are back. We are jumping back into our series. And so far, so good. We do have our initial openers. We have our single gas guys are back at home. So economic opener out of Spirit going for a Rax expand. Meanwhile, we have Krystianer across the map going for his own gate expand instead. I was going to say gate cyber expand, but no, he's in position. It looks like he's in position to deny any kind of eBay in case we do see another eBay block, which we've seen quite often in the series so far. Very often, but not this time. Not here. Not in game 4. Okay, Cybercore first. So gate Cybercore followed by the Nexus. Meanwhile, Spirit's going to be opening a Marine. Interesting. He skips the Reaper, goes Marine first into CC. With that, he does preserve his gas, and we'll see what the gas is going to be spent on. As there is that command center. Hello, Mr. SCV. As we do open up economically, that's going to be Rax into factory. Once the factory finishes, do you see what I see? I see a proxy starport. This is a prime location for a proxy starport, and this should be for a Hellion drop into the main. There it is. Starport has been thrown down, and we are setting up for those Hellions. Let's go. Now, technically, we spoke about this during the Thermal series. Technically, this could be a Hellion drop into the main, or this could be Hellion Harass into the natural and Liberator into the main base, but that's more of a rare sight nowadays. This should be a drop. This should be a medevac, and we'll see if Krystianer can piece together what's going on. As he Adept has arrived, gets an SCV, second Adept does move in, going for the Hellion. Uh-oh, the Hellion's under fire, gets one Hellion goes down, gets 2 SCVs, and 1 Hellion doesn't sound like a lot, but remember, the intention was to make 4 Hellions for the drop. Now we're down to 3. Now down to 3 Hellions. Now, how many Hellions does it take to one-shot a probe? The answer is 3. 3 Hellions. But it also means that all it takes is for one of these Hellions to go down, and now there's no more one-shot potential. And here comes that drop. Medevac is on the way for the drop, but again, it's only going to be a triple Hellion drop into the main instead. It's going to be even weaker. Meanwhile, we have a full wall here from Krystianer. He has a full wall at the natural to defend against the Hellions, and likewise, he's got a Stalkers in the main. Stalkers are in the main base. Does keep up. Hellion drop into the main. Gets 1 probe. Gets 2. Getting up to 3 towards... Oh my god, the probes ain't light up! Oh my god, the probes are lighting up. But alas, they get another probe kill. In the end, it's going to be 4 probes going down. 4 probes for 3 Hellions. I believe 4 Hellions, actually. Yeah, for 4 in total. Those 3 Hellions going down. In the end, that was a solid defense here from Krystianer. Does cancel the gateway, doesn't let it finish. From here, he can move out. From here, he can finally expand. It's a bit of a later third, or I should say it's a delayed third base because of the Hellion Harass. Meanwhile, we're doubling down and going for Auto Charge Harass as well. As Raven is on the way, Krystianer, he is checking for the setup, checking for the proxy. As we have a look going on here, Stalkers, they're poking across the map. Starport forced to lift. Raven not quite getting any damage done yet, but does threaten mineral lines. And from here, the game is continuing. We do have Spirits building up on 2 bases. We do have a 3-rack setup. So a 3-1-1. Rebuilding a Starport back at home because he will lose the first. Oof. Yeah, that will be a kill on the Starport. That's another loss here for Spirits. He does not make it back home. And Spirit is going to be contained. Now, Krystianer, he'll have the option to potentially blink into the main base, but both tanks are covering the bases. We also have 2 bunkers as well, so There's not really much value to gain here. Which I'll just dealt with. Gateway explosion out of Krystianer, getting into charge, working towards Temple Archives as well. Working towards that Archives. Blinks to the main base, going for Sim. No shot, is he gonna get it? He will. Wow, Blink is denied. Tanks are a little bit too far. No shot, does he get combat shields? One more volley! He gets both? Oh my god. Yeah, you can see the SimCity working against the tanks. Can he deny +1? Does he get all 3? Wait, what the hell just happened? He got Sim, combat shields, and he got +1. He got all 3 upgrades. For what? For nothing. He didn't lose anything. He killed a Marine. I didn't lose any Stalkers. What just happened? Oh, I mean, the tanks, again, as we were pointing out, like the choke point here, the tanks had to unsiege, try to reposition, Marines will try to move in. Ay, ay, ay. But Spirit, he is stuck in his main, even forcing some tank shots here, forcing friendly fire. Krystianer, calm down. Calm down. Let him play, Papi, let him play. Oh my god. And now Spirit is stuck at home. Again, he can't push out without his upgrades. That's the problem here. He has a 3rd CC, but he cannot land on location, not without Stim. So he has to wait for Stim. He has to wait for combat shields +1. He has to wait for everything once again. Until then, he is contained. I say that he does go for some drop play, but the Observer sees the drop. The Observer sees everything. Like Krystianer, he sees all, he knows all. He is in position. He's ready for that medevac.
Additional supply depots.
Oof, one more volley. Medevac does barely survive. Does pull away. Another drop moves out. It's also spotted by the Observer, by the way. Stalkers, they rotate. You can see he's rotating specifically for the medevacs. And Spirit, he must know by now. By now, very suspect. For there to be Stalkers in position for both drops, he must know there has to be an Observer somewhere. He must know. But finally, he does expand. Krystianer's moving in. There we go. Prism into the main. Ooh, with that, with that siege, he will lose the War Prism. Krystianer getting himself with the tanks. We'll get both. Both tanks going down. Storm's a zone away. But Krystianer is overextending. If he had the War Prism, he could reinforce here and now. He could keep pushing. But he just lost the War Prism. Despite that, we're on pylon. The rush distance by ground is so short. Yeah, Krystianer, he can keep going. Nice snipe on the Archon. Archon goes down. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. Another Immortal falls. But the Zelts are coming in. The SCVs are going down. And Krystianer, he will have to kite back. Otherwise, he will lose another Immortal. Oh, never mind. Never mind. He just keep pushing. He just keep pushing. That's going to be 17 dead SCVs. And behind this, 4th base is operational. More reinforcements have arrived. Do we have another Prism? We do. The Prism is now with the main army. Now we can juggle. Now we can reinforce. Now we can warp in. Oh, goes to dive. Oh my god. Nice snipe. But 1 second too late. Yeah, the warp in does complete. And he's going for the CC. Won't quite get the CC, thankfully. But this is looking desperate here. 4 Spirits. Does pull the boys, gets 1, gets 2 Immortals, gets a 3rd Immortal towards the end. Oof. Mind shot going up. Yeah, the mind shot goes off. 19 SCVs. Oh my god. The Widow Mines are causing friendly fire. And even though Krystianer isn't killing Spirit straight up here and now, he is crippling. We can see Spirit, he's scanning, he's searching for base. There we go, he sees that X's have been taken. Oh no, he's now aware, snipes the CC. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he will take the series 3-1, advancing on to the next round and eliminating Spirit from the tournament. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very impressive performance here out of Krystianer. Again, Spirit, he had a very shaky couple of games here when it comes to his openers, when it comes to dealing damage across the map, when it comes to defending against the aggression of his opponent as well. We spoke this game, for example, about how the SimCity was working against Spirit. He had a very messy main base, and because of that, when Krystianer got into the main, he got everything. I can't believe it. He got Stim, combat shields, and he got the eBay. He got every single upgrade, which heavily delayed Spirit. On top of that, he had an observer in between the army, in between the bases, and it saw everything. He saw every single drop as it moved out, and with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. Congratulations. And Krystianer, he will advance on, and likewise, Spirit is eliminated. He is going to be eliminated here from the tournament. Congratulations. I see Mito in the chat. If you haven't been watching StarCraft over the past year of play, I mean, Krystianer, he has been looking really, really strong over the past year. Oh. Over the past year, maybe even just over a year as well.